Hi Leo, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. Remember, they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week, remember, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. It would mean the absolute world. Or even if you don't want to do that just yet, at least hit the like button. For this week, my dear Leos, you have the Fool card. New things, new places, new people, new energies, new everything. And for those of you that don't know, my Nana passed last week and she was a Leo. So that Fool card tells me that her soul is on its next journey. It's begun its next process now, and she gets to begin again. And in all of these different areas of your life, in some way, shape or form this week, my dear Leos, the reset button has been pushed, right? You get to start over. So take the chance. And if you've been with me long enough, you will have heard me say before. You will have heard me say before that every single moment of every single day is a chance to change your life. I know that to be true because I've done it. I know it to be true because I've seen many of my clients start over after divorces, after loved ones passing away, after their lives going up in fucking flames and ashes, as mine has done. If you've been with me long enough, you know the story of how Rafi and Reydiant Reality came up and came to be. So take it, right? Now, the other thing about the Fool card is it can show up as the ability to, or it can show up sometimes to remind you that you need to invert your reality, to do something different, to go completely against the grain. For your actions and options this week, you have the Hanged Man, right? So what you're really being asked, especially this with the Fool card, is to do something that you've never done before, right? And maybe, just maybe, if you're anything like me, who happens to be a bit of a bulldozer, that is to stop and smell the roses and actually to do nothing. To listen with your inner senses. If you are the sort of person, fire sign person, or Leo, sun, moon or ascendant, who just goes on to the next thing and to keep moving and get done, you're being urged to really drop down into the spirit this week, to take a moment, to take a breath, to take it all in and then let it go. In terms of the options that are available to you, the Hanged Man is asking you to just really look at the details, right? This with the Fool card, it's not to say that you're making a foolish move. It's just to say that if you are treading ground that you've never tread before, you do need to be a bit more aware or a bit more conscious of the decisions or the steps that you're taking. For your communications and conversations, you've got the World card. I mean, look at that. If that isn't a full circle moment, I have no idea what is. When it comes to your work, your profession, your career, or your studies, there is about to be a level up like never before. This could be an invite, it could be an opportunity, it could be something that comes your way that just absolutely cements you or your name in some regard. Or maybe it's the opportunity that makes you feel like, you know what, all of that hard work that I felt kind of went unnoticed now feels like it is... what's the word? Yeah, now feels like it's worth it in some way. I love this. I absolutely love it. Now, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this with the Hanged Man, there is a level up here, but you are being invited to put whatever it is that you're learning at the moment, don't put it straight into practice. Although that is usually the best way, this does suggest that there's something more personal to come out of this just yet. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, this could literally be like a promotion of some sort. I gotta be honest with you, a part of the Leo path is that there will always be an envious eye on you, right? You know this to be true, right? I don't need to be a psychic or a card slinger or, an astrologer or whatever to tell you that. You know that from the experience of the life that you've had, right? If you have strong Leo placements in your chart, unfortunately, it comes with a little bit of the eye, right? But what this does tell me is that as you elevate this week, pay attention to who's happy for you and who isn't. That's going to show you who it's time to eliminate. Right now, when it comes to those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, I love this for you. This is some kind of big recognition. And you might, like, to be honest with you, this might come at a moment where you're like, you know what, that couldn't be further from my mind at this moment in time. I'm not worried about that. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about something. Do you know what I mean? Like, your mind, your energy, your heart are just elsewhere, but it comes right now. Even still, try to find a moment to enjoy it. All right, try to find a moment to be present with it. And then finally, when it comes to your those of you that are retired and no longer working, that world card is about your, I mean, it's about the community for all of you in some regard. But for those of you that are retired and no longer working, this means that in some way, shape or form, there is a communal feeling, or possibly even a communal blessing, maybe even of a spiritual nature, that reveals itself this week. When it comes to your home, your love and relations, you've got the High Priestess. Hidden things revealed. I mean, look at this, right? So far we're 3 for 3. This is all major card energy. So the cards clearly are telling you this is a big week, right? There are obviously big developments, big shifts, big changes. Now, the High Priestess, for those of you that are single and looking, I wouldn't be surprised if someone, and it doesn't actually necessarily need to be somebody that you know. I wouldn't be surprised if a secret admirer or somebody that you are in touch with, connected to, etc., comes forward and says, look, I actually really like you. Is there any chance that we could go for coffee, or whatever the case might be? But I also would not be surprised if you're on a dating app or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if there's someone, not in a bad way, I'm not seeing anything scary. I will tell you that you're probably not seeing the full story with this person. I'll tell you that straight up. But what I will also say to you is, the chances are this person will have been lurking on the app. You know, they've seen you, they've viewed your profile like a million times, but never had the guts or the courage to kind of come forward. I think a part of that is because they're actually quite shy. And maybe because they are, you know, maybe they're at the moment, they are in a process of fixing themselves up. So when I say this person is a fixer-upper, it's not that they need or want you to fix them, right? So drop your savior complex at the door, Leo, right? I'm a Leo rising, talking to myself here too, right? Check that stuff at the door. This person is actively doing their own healing. You don't have to get involved in that, but they are in a healing process or on a healing journey of some sort. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this is something that is shared with you or divulged to you by the partner that kind of makes a big difference in how you sort of communicate and how you move forward. It'll give you a chance to start again in some way, all right? If you decide that you want to be forgiving. All right, now for your money and materials, here we go. You've got the 9 of Swords. So it's an interesting one, all right? So when it comes to those of you, when it comes to your money and materials, when it comes to your finances in particular, this with the Fool card, it's not to say like just be haphazard and don't worry about money. The message here, though, is your usual worries about money are unfounded in this situation. And so you need to kind of let go of that, because otherwise you're going to manifest more of it. So this is a time to really get your mind in gear when it comes to your resources. And when it comes to your physical health and vitality, the 9 of Swords will represent your hands, your arms, your fingers, your toes. Because of the other cards that are present, I will say this is likely to be upper extremities. Please watch out for your fingers, you know, especially around things like doors, car doors, all of that kind of stuff, and doors, doors to like big places, you know, institutions, etc., or even the doors to the gym. Please watch out for your hands, your upper body, right? Now, when it comes to your home and environment, the 9 of Swords, it's not so much that there's a worry about the home. I think for a lot of you, this is the decision of, do I stay here or do I move on, right? I think it's really about the location for a lot of you. I think there's a lot of considerations about this, and there's kind of like a, do I stay, do I go, or do I just kind of prepare and then move forward from there? All right, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. If you want to book your personal reading with me, you can do so on the link in the description. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.